Good morning, my friends. I'm going to help you find the 4 reasons of failed insurance agents' demise. I'm going to give it to you today so that hopefully you can make the dollars in a very simple industry. The business is not easy, but I'm going to engage with you today on the 4 reasons that 90 plus percent of the agent force fails so that this hopefully will be mitigated in you. Here we go. Not going to be warm and fuzzy, but number one, failed insurance agents. Let me share with you, they quit. They just haven't left the industry yet. And it comes down to number one, the most important thing is your attitude. Attitude is so important to your mood, but more importantly, your movement. If you've got this negative attitude, you're probably not going to do a lot. And a positive attitude is so important to you actualizing anything good. Thoughts become things in this industry. In this industry is really a negative headspace. I'm not sharing with you that it's all rah rah. That's not the real truth, but you've got to have a positive attitude. Remember what got you into this industry if you want it to work out. You're going to have days where you're underpaid, days where you're overpaid. You can't let this derail you. And insurance agents that quit, they quit thinking positively. They go into this painful place. They go into this really putrid place of, oh, it's the leads, it's the this, it's the that. Instead of taking a look in the mirror and go, you know what? Maybe it's me. They don't own anything. And then the business floats right along because they didn't own it. You've got to have a good attitude. It's got to be an attitude of gratitude because mood is important in the beginning for sure. But deeper into the career, you're going to realize that movement is more important than your mood. All right. Your feelings are nothing if you're not getting your foot out the door as a face to face final expense insurance agent or getting on the phones as a final expense telesales agent. You've got to take the time to get into the business, but a negative attitude is the first warning sign of an insurance agent that's really going to go out the door. They don't own anything. It's always something else. It's always, oh, the leads aren't picking up, or these clients, these people. Nope, that's not a positive mindset, and that's not going to help you make the money in this space. So, attitude, number one warning sign. Number two, the big telltale sign of insurance agents that quit and fail is that they really fail to put the time in. They start taking extra time off. And this is no different than if you were a W 2. If you were working for an employer and you look at your paycheck, you're like, whoa, whoa, hey, I'm missing some money. Your employer may say, well, you were missing a lot of hours. All right. You're supposedly a full timer and you worked what, 15 hours last week? Of course, you shorted your own paycheck. In this insurance industry, not everybody's designed to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody has the guts to get up every morning at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. and dominate that white space on their calendar. This business is one that's an action oriented business. It rewards performers, and those that don't perform don't get paid. That's a tough pill to swallow sometimes. Back to number one, your attitude. But if you want to have the best chance for take home pay, you've got to really put the time in. Are you putting in your 40? Look at that white space on your calendar, and that's going to tell you what you did or did not do. And action is going to help you actualize good things. Back to attitude, positive movement, putting the time in. That's going to put you in a great position to win. But insurance agents that quit on themselves, they quit believing in themselves with a positive attitude. They quit, believe it or not, putting the time in, and then they gripe about sometimes not having the take home pay because they didn't take the action that they know they really needed to do. Action in this industry is so important to actualizing anything when you're positive. But agents that fail, they fail to put the time in. Look at that white space on your calendar. Go, you know what? Did I do what I said I would do? Well, if you're slinking down in your chair or in your screen a little bit, that's a fixable thing. Don't take it to the chest. Know that you can change a couple things and be better on the other side. But time in is so important to take home pay in this industry. And then sometimes you put the time in and that week just wasn't what you wanted. That's part of the industry. But you really shouldn't be blanking in your week if you're doing the work. You can find somebody to talk to at Walmart, down your street. You can prospect anybody and everybody that's got hands and feet and eyeballs and a heart that beats if you want to make the bucks in this space. But excuses will lead you broke, and a lot of folks will not engage, and then they'll make excuses about why the industry is so horrible when they just didn't engage great people. Now, number three is a warning sign of failed agents too, and that's you're selling to the greed not the need. Okay. So many insurance agents get a little squeezed and then they go greedy. I got to get a big sale. I got to get a big sale. And then what happens is we bring a big amount of pressure on our prospects. That's not okay. You wouldn't want someone pressuring you and then you wonder why you're failing out of the industry right now. What's in you is going to come out of you. So this is why it's so important to sell to the need. It's a needs-based product. You got to focus on what the client needs you to do for them. That's why you need to have systems. Don't take shortcuts. Buy from me. Buy from me. I'm going to go broke if you don't buy from me. Come on, man. That's a warning sign of an insurance agent that's going to fail out. It doesn't mean that you don't need the commission. You don't need the money in final expense sales. But if you're making shortcuts and making it about you and not about them, you're cutting the conversation short. It's just like talking to somebody and they over talk you every 2 seconds and don't really listen to you. That's not good. You're going to leave the business quickly if you're selling your client short and you're selling your own opportunity short. When you get on the phone with a client, a prospect, nothing else should exist. It should be you and them and taking care of them. But insurance agents that sell to the greed start pushing clients and prospects into really big policies because you, as an insurance agent, need the money. As soon as you get off that phone, they're going to most likely cancel it, send it back to the bank, and you're going to get a charge back. And then you're going to blame the business why this business stinks and your persistency is horrible because maybe you didn't have a good work family. Maybe you didn't have good systems that helped you mitigate some of those shortcuts. You've got to follow systems from people that have done this industry maybe longer than you. And insurance agents that don't train, they fail to show up to training, that's also a warning sign. They think they know what they're doing and they're sleeking back into their soft spaces, and that's not how you're going to find success in this business. Systems are very vital, and I've been so blessed to be in this industry for over 2+ decades, 20+ years, and I train all the time. Our work family trains just relentlessly, and we do recruit amazing insurance agents as well as agencies nationally to sell life insurance, Medicare insurance, and a ton of annuities face to face as well as in the telespace. So free resources for your taking at jasonfinalexpense.com, no matter what work family you align with. But I don't want you to leave the industry because maybe you've got number one, a loser's attitude. Oh, everything's horrible. Wah, right? If we're that way, we're not going to have a chance of making it. No one wants to be around someone that's negative. No one wants to be around someone that's lazy, right? If we're not putting that time in and leaning into the business, we probably won't have a lasting career in a 1099 space. You got to take that leap. Hustle is magical, but you've got to sell to the need. What does a client need? What would their life look like if you didn't exist as an insurance agent? Think about that. What would things be like for them? Always look at things through the client's lenses, not you needing a commission. Very, very important for insurance agents that make it. They make it about the consumer, but they also don't fail to assume the business. You're going to lose 100% of the business that you don't ask for. And believe it or not, agents that leave the business didn't lean in and ask for the business. Just like getting kissed is one person leaning in 90% of the way, right? Or wrong. Put it in the comments below if you're brave enough. But I'm telling you, you got to sell to the need, not your greed. And agents that fail, they fail to make it about the client or the prospect. They make it about themselves. And that's a great way to go to the poorhouse. All right. Now, number 4 is something that a lot of agents that fail do. They fail to buy leads on the weekly. They get the frequency wrong. And then guess what? Everything doesn't start well, end well, go well. No different than those old TVs. And I know I'm dating myself, but you know the TVs that had the 2 little knobs to get the lines proper this way and the lines proper that way? Or maybe you've got an old radio, and if you're not on the station just right, you're listening to 2 stations, which is horrible. You can't listen to anything. You just want to turn the dumb thing off. Insurance agents that fail to buy leads. They fail to buy leads. They fail to buy leads. But leads in and of themselves don't really matter if you don't focus on tip number 2, putting the time in. Take the dials. Get your place into a position of, I'm going to smile and dial. This is going to be a good day. Not that I have to do this. Oh, I have to call my leads. I have to go door knock. Wah, wah, wah is a quick way to go broke. We've got to get this place of a positive mindset. I get to do this. Remember when you wanted to be an insurance agent? I know everybody wants to be one until you are one, right? Destination syndrome can be real, but just realize that you may have what it takes. And that's a great thing, that you can be successful in this space when you make it, but yet 90% of the agent force fails because maybe they failed to have a good attitude. Number two, they failed to put the time in, which allows you more ability to succeed by you putting the time in to talk to those leads. If they're going to be lazy, that looks like a good opportunity for you if you're that agent that's got that drive and that action in you. And if you're one that's going to focus on the client's needs and everybody else is greedy, they're not going to buy from them anyway. So when you get them on the phone, you've got a better opportunity in front of you because you're going to follow systems and great scripts for final expense telesales that are going to take that client from hi, how are you to problem solved, which is going to solve your problems in the industry because you got a sale. It's so vital that the client comes first. We come second, and then invest in leads. Never look back. Always buy leads on the weekly. If you're a full-time insurance agent, and even part-time agents should get even a small amount of leads every week so that your well never runs dry and that you can just have a smile on your face going, you know what? I got some new opportunity ahead and I'm going to head right into action, call my leads and never look back. You got to burn the ship sometimes because agents that sink, they sink down into the negativity and they just don't put the time in and then blame their take-home pay or their lack of it on the action that they didn't take. So just take this business by the horns, wrangle it, know that you've got it. And if you need any resources or a good work family to call a home, jasonfinalexpense.com. But don't let these four things force you out of a business where you get yourself into a position where you quit, but you just haven't left yet. I appreciate you, my friends. We'll see you soon.